Also coming up, you've heard about the dangers of the websites like myspace.com. We're going to have some strategies to block or monitor what your kids are doing online. Let's send it over to Rob now. He's got an interview.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. News that parents can use this morning. We've all heard about the dangers of the popular website myspace.com. Many parents tell us they feel helpless because their kids know more about the internet than they do. Joining us this morning with more on what parents can do to regain control is our internet expert, Dave Hatter. Do you think that's true? Kids know more than their parents?
I'd say it's probably true in many cases.
Do you think your kids know a lot too?
A fair amount, but since I'm a programmer,
right,
they don't,
exactly.
It's kind of hard to pull the wool over my eyes.
Okay.
I know how this stuff works.
Okay, let's talk about how parents can regain control in terms of keeping predators away from their kids and away from their computers.
Well, the good news is there's several solutions, one of which is free. I mentioned this to you off camera.
Right.
Built into Internet Explorer is something called Content Advisor. If you use Internet Explorer, go to Internet Options, choose Content Advisor. You can pop in here, set up a password, and then you can block the types of pages someone can see.
Understand how if parents aren't that savvy with the internet but can do this, do you think their kids can circumvent what they've installed on the computer already?
Not easily, because once you set the password up in here, unless you have some fairly elaborate skills and can get in and crack the password, you're not going to get around it. So it's going to block most kids.
Okay, and we're going to talk about some specific websites out there, and you're saying that these actually are robust versions of how you can help your kids. The first one is netnanny.com?
Yeah, what comes in IE is fairly basic and only blocks web pages. There are several software companies like NetNanny, Cyber Patrol, and some others we'll see here that make a full-blown software package. You buy it from them, install it on your machine, and then it not only blocks web pages, which is all IE does, it'll block email, it'll block instant messaging, because one of the ways kids get around some of these things is, instant messaging is real hot now. Everyone gets on there and sends little messages back and forth to their friends. And a lot of predators like to sort of troll around in these chat rooms and so forth and try to establish a conversation with kids. With a product like NetNanny or CyberSitter or Cyber Patrol, some of these other ones that we have here.
And this here is Cyber Patrol we're looking at right now.
This is Cyber Patrol. Again, this is software you install. It'll block, you can set up keywords, websites, whatever you want to block. And then if you're talking to someone in like an instant messaging type of environment and the conversation starts to go a little funny, this software will start blocking those inbound messages.
Really?
This stuff will even block, like if someone gave you a CD-ROM that had objectionable content on it, you can install this and it would not even let your children run that CD.
And this here's the last one, CyberSitter. Are they all pretty much same versions of similar software?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, they're made by 3 different companies. You can see CyberSitter's won several awards from PC Magazine, their Editor's Choice Award. But they all more or less are trying to do the same thing. They're trying to block objectionable content that you want to define through rules you set up, over the web, through email, through instant messaging, and really just about any other kind of conceivable way you could get it into a PC.
How much?
Most of these things range less than $50.
Really?
So
okay.
It's a fairly small investment, or again, if you just want to start out with freeway, you can at least block some things on the web just with what you can do in Internet Explorer.
Well, let's talk about the kids. I mean, you have the kid, you sit down and you talk with the kids and say, hey, look, there are a lot of predators out there. I mean, they want to do harmful things to you, and the kids still try to circumvent that. Why?
Sure. I don't know.
They're
kids.
Because they're kids. They think they're smart. Right?
They think they're smart, and I think they don't think it could happen to them, and they probably don't realize how dangerous some of these people are. If you read the Inquirer every single day, there's a story in there practically about someone busted for this kind of thing.
And people think, I mean, parents, I think that, when you have that stranger danger out on the street, you have a computer at home, it's almost like the same thing because you're allowing them into your home.
Yeah, pretty much. You really are. And I mean, you can get on there and find people all over the world, establish, communications. And then sometimes, I mean, every day you hear the story about the guy who thinks he's talking to some 14-year-old girl that gets busted. I'm amazed that these people are so stupid.
Day. Hundreds and hundreds of them.
And thankfully, there are people out there trying to stop this.
Yeah. We want to put some information up on your screen right now. Number one, if you're interested in getting a hold of those websites, you can see them once again at our website, fox19.com. And if you want to get a hold of Dave Hatter, just call 859-261-9700. It's with Libertas Technologies. Information on how you can protect your kids and get to be smarter than your kids on the internet. Dave, all the best to you.
Thanks, Rob.
We have much more of the Fox 19 Morning News to come.